I got some great guests coming on in the next couple of weeks, man. And I got some questions for them, boy. And I'm super excited for y'all to hear them when they get up on this wonderful podcast. But fam, it's knowing that I don't know all the answers. Fam, I'm getting old. I ain't never been 57 going on 58. Guess what? Let me ask somebody that's already been there and done that for the answers of what they was growing through. And it ain't going to be textbook. It ain't going to be cookie cutter. It ain't going to be a pattern exactly like theirs. But can they give me some insight of some principles I can learn during this age of being, coming up on in 58? Yes, they can. So let me hear some of the stuff that they went through, that they figured out. So I don't have to be, body slammed or oblivious to some of the stuff that's coming up. Family, what's up? This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits, man. Yes, I'm glad to be with y'all once again, man. I am so glad to be with y'all. Because we come here to, guess what? Learn those wonderful bits of information that we can immediately apply to our life for success. The ground rules for the podcast are to always be uplifting, informative, and encouraging. The areas of life that we'll be talking about on the Bacon Bits podcast have to deal with having a balanced life. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say valuable. Information applied equals success. And fam, we are back again with part 2 of Underrated. Fam, there are so many life skills that we have in our lives that we really don't talk about enough. I think you should have these gifts, man, and they need to be talked about even more because people don't talk about them enough. You might hear about them here and there, but I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I need to have a cycle of reflection. I need to have a cycle of remembrance of, guess what, man, I might have been doing all these other things, but I forgot about this area that I need to be having in my life right now. So that's real good. So this is part 2 of Underrated. So when it comes to life skills, man, one of those underlying life skills that we don't talk about enough, man, or keeping, in the forefront of our mind is enjoying where you are without rushing to what's next. And being in the present moment, enjoying where you are without rushing to the next. So I'm talking about with anything, man. Whether you in school right now, I love that my older kids would tell the younger kids, don't rush this season of being in school where you ain't got to pay no bills, you ain't got no responsibilities. Just enjoy school and be in the moment, because being an adult and coming into this beautiful adulting world, fam, it's cool. Let's be honest. You get to do what you want to do, man. Make that money, do what you got to do. But how many people sometimes every now and then, especially in their 20s, will reflect back on, dang, man, I wish I wouldn't have left the house so fast. Man, I wish I wouldn't have been in such a hurry to grow up. Man, I missed some things that I shouldn't have had to miss because I was in such a hurry to grow up and be an adult. And it ain't just with that. We talking about with the other areas, fam. You in your 20s, man, don't be in a rush to, guess what? Go out there and get no relationship. Get that big old house right now, fam. Go travel. Go experience life. Don't be in a hurry to settle down and get that stuff knocked out. Like, say responsibilities of being in a marriage and having a wonderful home and all that stuff is cool. But once again, don't rush where you at to get to what's next. Really appreciate and enjoy that time. I think about myself, 57, they say the retirement age is 62 to 70. Fam, I'm not rushing to get to retirement. I am enjoying this process of it, doing the things that I love to do and being with the people that I love. And I'm really big, more than ever. And I didn't even grow up this way and just learned it. To me, honestly, I feel like in the last, 5 years is to really be in the present moment and take it in for what it is. Really appreciate this season that you're in. Don't rush it. Don't rush to, I just had a baby and I can't wait till they walk. I can't wait till they talk. I be thinking about all kind of examples of people wanting to rush and get out the season they in to try to get somewhere and just blew by, years of time because they wanted to be somewhere because they thought they should be there at that moment. And I'm like, fam, it'll get there when it get there. Our job is to slow down and really appreciate and enjoy the moments. We have a beautiful picture frame that my wife received, where you can put like 100 pictures on the frame, so you can see the pictures, go through and cycle through on the picture frame, and you get to see all the different seasons of where in life where you've been at. Where I'm looking at pictures where I ain't had no beard, I had a little bit of hair, and all of it was black, and I'm looking at different seasons of everything was cut off. I ain't had nothing on my face, my baby face moments. And I think about all them times when the kids was super young, and now all my babies except for my baby girl is all out the house and doing their thing. So you sometimes get to look back at pictures and see like, man, that was such a wonderful season in our time, in our lives, and we got a chance to really enjoy those moments. And it brings back and it floods us back with so many great memories. But I love the fact that we didn't rush it. Where we was at, sometimes it was just sitting there. And I tell my son to do this with my grandson Isaiah. Man, just sit there and look at them. Just sit there and look at them. When they in the crib, just look at them. When they crawling, just look at them. when they eat, trying to learn how to get ready to soon be walking, man, just enjoy every moment. Don't rush none of it. And it's beautiful to embrace those moments. But man, sometimes we are in such a hurry to get somewhere that we just bypass where we're at. So family, please do me a favor and don't rush where you at in this season right here, trying to get what's next. Because fam, I do not, y'all know my thing. I don't want you to look back over your life and say coulda, shoulda, woulda, because you in such a hurry to pass through to the next season of where you were being at. Point number 5 on this wonderful underrated coping skills is, man, be okay with not having all the answers. You can't, fam, be okay with not having all the answers. I'm 57 years old, and I will gladly, happily tell you I don't know everything. Woo-wee. That is one of the most freeing things to be able to say at my age, is I don't know all the answers. So guess what I'm supposed to be doing? Being inquisitive, being curious, and actually asking people for the answers of those times of where I need some answers at in my life. The only thing that's stopping us from knowing more and being more and doing more is us getting brave enough to kill our pride and ego and ask people, fam, I don't know what the answer is to this right here. I don't have a clue of what the answer is to this right here. Can you give me the answers to what it is that I'm trying to do? I got some great guests coming on in the next couple of weeks, man. And I got some questions for them, boy. And I'm super excited for y'all to hear them when they get up on this wonderful podcast. But fam, it's knowing that I don't know all the answers. Fam, I'm getting old. I ain't never been 57 going on 58. Guess what? Let me ask somebody that's already been there and done that for the answers of what they was growing through. And it ain't going to be textbook. It ain't going to be cookie cutter. It ain't going to be a pattern exactly like theirs. But can they give me some insight of some principles I can learn during this age of being this, coming up on in 58? Yes, they can. So let me hear some of the stuff that they went through, that they figured out. So I don't have to be, body slammed or oblivious to some of the stuff that's coming up in this age that I'm going to, man. So please do me a favor. Be okay with not having all the answers, because we don't. And we will never have all the answers. That's God's job. I'm cool to be able to sit on my beautiful porch and sometimes look at beautiful nature, enjoy it, and be like, God, what is the next season in my life? Lord, what's the next move of me doing what I need to do at my job? Lord, what's the next season in our marriage? Lord, what's the next vacation you allowing us to go on? Fam, some of them questions of when you don't know the answers. Man, I'm having some ailments in my body. What can I take and what can I not take? What exercises should I be doing that's gonna help me be more flexible in my body, so I can feel more comfortable in my health? Fam, we got question after question after question. But do me a favor and go back and be inquisitive again. Go back and ask for the answers to those areas doggone well you do not have the answers to. Point 6. This is why you got to go back to part 1. Knowing when to rest instead of forcing progress. I told you, I'm getting older now. I constantly acknowledge that. And that's why I verbally say it out loud, so I can make sure I'm telling myself constantly. But there are times you just need to sit down and rest. When you get a chance to sit down and rest, when you get a chance to have solitude to yourself, when you get to have alone time to yourself, when you get a chance to have time to journal and write down some of the ideas and thoughts that's going through your mind, fam, the progress can exponentially, I know that's a big word for me, exponentially increase if you would rest for a moment. See what's going on. Take a little inventory of what's going on at that moment, and get some rest, because maybe for the journey that you're about to go into, y'all, that day you're about to go into, you need to rest so you can have the energy, you can have the insight, and you can have the clarity so you can do even better in the situation that you're in. So please do me a favor. Know when to rest instead of forcing progress. Because a lot of times, y'all, if it ain't the season for it to happen, fam, all your forcing ain't going to do nothing. Sometimes when you're in a season where I just need to get them roots down real deep into the soil of what's about to happen, because I can't have deep down soil and roots down in the soil if I'm not prepared for this blessing that's about to come. Because sometimes when it's all said and done, fam, I really believe this. It ain't a matter of if the blessing is coming. It's when the blessing comes, will you be able to sustain and manage the blessing when it comes? We have so many blessings that come our way on a daily basis. I really believe that. I think we are in such a hurry and be trying to force stuff to happen, that when it does happen, you have to say to yourself that, God, I got to slow myself down and rest and pay attention to what's going on, because the progress that I need to have, that I want to have, I ain't gonna even have it, because, man, I didn't rest. I didn't get what I needed. And when I was in that situation, we talk about, hard, and I say hard a lot because I love it. Too hungry, too angry, too lonely, too tired. Fam, what if you was about to have a phenomenal season, but because you weren't rested, you weren't prepared, and you was trying to force things to happen? When the opportunity came up, you got sick. When the opportunity came up, fam, you was just exhausted, because you weren't prepared for what was about to take place. So what you need to do is, guess what? Slow down, rest, instead of trying to force this thing to happen. Because sometimes, man, it just ain't gonna work. I don't care how much you try to force it. We're in a beautiful month of April, about to go into May. And fam, you gotta understand, like, man, if my root system is not dug down deep, tornadoes is coming in life. That's the season we about to come into. Tornadoes, we're coming into hurricane season. We're coming to all kind of things that happen on this planet that, in certain parts of the country, fam, it ain't a matter of if it's coming, it's a matter of when. So when it does come, guess what? You're prepared and rested to be able to do what you got to do. But if you're trying to force something to happen, man, if the roots aren't down, fam, it's going to be crazy of how much stuff falls over during that season, because guess what? People weren't rested, and they didn't dig down deep into their root system to be planted and prepared for the fruit that was about to come into their life. They weren't prepared, man. So I don't want you to mismanage some of the blessings that you have in store, that you got coming. And man, you could have had even more, or you could have really appreciated why I was here. But what you did was you forced your way to make this thing happen. And man, guess what? All the fruit that was supposed to come your way couldn't come your way. And then the fruit that did come your way, you mismanaged it. Because you were not resting and appreciating and enjoying and being in the moment, in the present moment, enjoying what it is that you had coming your way. So fam, do me a favor, please, as I hit point 4, 5, and 6 one more time. Number 4 was enjoying where you are without rushing to your next. Being okay with not having all the answers. Number 5. Super important, man. Please, these are so underrated, man. So underrated. And then knowing when to rest instead of forcing the progress, because I want you to be in a great frame of mind when the blessing comes. Not if the blessing comes, when the blessing comes, you will be ready. And I'm super grateful that you guys are listening to this podcast, man. Get everything you're supposed to get. And please do me a favor. If you hear anything on these podcasts that's a blessing to you, man, please share them with other people. Please leave a comment on the page, man. Please, that's how we can be a blessing to so many other people, because they'll hear your comment of what you got off the podcast, and then they'll want to listen to the podcast. So do me a favor, please, fam. Like, share, and comment. Please do that. Guys, we love you. We ain't want nothing but the best for you. Continue to strive to be the best version of yourself, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you along the way. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. God bless. What's up, fam? Do you need some extra tools that's going to help your life be the best that it can possibly be? Are you constantly juggling work, family, and personal time, only to feel drained and unfulfilled? That's where the book that I wrote called The Balanced Life can be your guide to reclaiming your time, energy, and happiness with practical strategies for setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and achieving real balance. This book helps you create a life that you love without the burnout. Get ready to break free from the chaos and step into a life of purpose and peace. Grab your copy of The Balanced Life because you deserve a life that works for you. Also, we have The Unraveling. It's a journal to help you write, reflect, and heal. Your thoughts matter. Your feelings deserve space. The Unraveling journal is more than just a notebook. It's your personal guide to self-reflection, healing, and growth. With guided prompts, mindfulness exercises, and room to express yourself freely, this journal helps you untangle emotions, process life's challenges, and rediscover clarity. Take a moment for you. Write, reflect, and heal, one page at a time. And fam, also another book written by my wife is Healthy Relationships. Because fam, you know this. Great relationships don't just happen. They're built. Whether it's with your partner, kids, friends, or co-workers, strong connections are the foundation of a happy life. In healthy relationships, you'll learn how to communicate better, set healthy boundaries, and nurture trust in every relationship that matters to you. Because when your connections thrive, you thrive. Start building stronger, healthier relationships today. Order your copy at kingdomservantsfirst.com. Once again, that's kingdomservants1st.com. Fam, we want you to be the best version of yourself. Get one of these books today. God bless.